Hello, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast. Champions League week is back. European nights are back this week, and we are starting off with the biggest game of this week in the Champions League. Barcelona first leg at home to PSG, the runners-up from last year. Poch versus Koeman, Mbappe versus Messi. Would have been Neymar, but Neymar decided, as always, he took his annual month off, basically, when it comes to Champions League. But it is what it is. Oh dear. If you're new to the channel, obviously do subscribe, do share the content around. And if you bear with me, I'm going to get the lineups up on the screen in the next minute or so. Just got to go and grab them one moment. But yeah, I'm actually excited for this game. Obviously, the game of the round for me that I'm more excited to watch as a neutral is going to be Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea over both legs, which we'll be covering again on this channel next week, along with obviously Arsenal Watchalongs as well. Also, I'm going to also mention it as the chat gets busier as well throughout the stream. I'm a bit of catch-22 at the moment for tomorrow because I always do in the group stage. It's Champions League Tuesday, Champions League Wednesday to pick a game or two at the end of the group stages, and we'll cover that. The games tomorrow for me personally Champions League wise don't thrill me to like do a watch along for on this channel, basically, because it's Juventus versus Porto. Porto will walk it. Let's be honest. Well, they should walk it. It'll either be Juventus walking it. It'll be dead in that sense, or it'll just be a fucking deadest game ever. It'll be a 0-0 fucking dull fest, and I'll probably fall asleep live on stream. There is a Premier League game. It's one of the games in hand for Manchester City. It's against Everton. I'm going to allow you guys in the chat throughout the night to basically decide what I do for tomorrow's stream, be it a Champions League game, and which one, and or the where's that today? Or Man City v Everton, or whatever band it is. Actually, I haven't even seen the lineups yet, so bear with me a sec myself. Through the bloody hell, I had to put on their fucking Twitter feed. Here we go. There we go. Now I've got a share screen. To be fair, Barcelona, when they do the team lineup thing, unlike Arsenal, it's like little tiny thing. But also, I've gone. Hopefully, it'll be decent on the screen when you see it. And this is the Barcelona team. Home team tonight is goalkeeper Ter Stegen, Dest, Piqué, Sergio Busquets, Griezmann, Messi, Ousmane Dembele, or Dembele, if you want to pronounce it, Pedri, Leggett, Jordi Alba, and Frenkie de Jong. Subs was I've looked at my phone and admit subs. But that's Barcelona's actual. That's the starting 11 anyway. So let's see how it looks on this. See, that looks better than. Why can't Arsenal do something like this? They have a partnership with PES, for fuck's sake. Make it so much easier for not just you guys at home to see what's on screen, especially the subs, but also some of the guests, when they come in, they're actually close to the screen because it's so diddy and things like that. Right. Barca are about to come out themselves on my stream, by the way. Just come out into the pitch now, being led out by Mr. Controversy himself, Lionel Messi. When I say the reason I say Mr. Controversy himself, because he caused a lot of unnecessary drama in one sense. The whole last time, knowing you weren't going to go anywhere himself, he was never going to leave Barca. He played the game. Obviously, he won, but it was just unnecessary. There's no need to go so out of it, especially after literally straight after being humiliated. Was it 8-0? 8-0? It was 8-0 or 8-1. 8-1, sorry. Navas is this is different as well. Okay, one sec. You got seeing this? Yeah, you are seeing this. So this is what the 11 for PSG is. Even this is a better way to announce the 11. Mbappe, Moise Kean. Okay. Let me get one Moise Kean starting. No disrespect to him. PSG plays out on my screen as well. They're doing a Champions League anthem rubbish, even though there's nothing. No real point. Just get out there and play the fucking game. Verratti. He's going to be a little bastard tonight. Mbappe, Kylian. And there we have it. Oh, bloody hell. If I've got to pause this bloody thing. Give me strength. Right, here we go. Navas in goal. Then we have a back line of Kazawa, Mbappe, Marquinhos, who's actually, I'll probably pronounce his name wrong tonight. Usually plays midfield, but he's playing centre back tonight. Florianzi at full back as well. And then got Gay and Pardes in midfield. Verratti, Kylian Mbappe on the wing, Icardi down the middle, and Moise Kean on the other wing as well. And considering Moise Kean has always been built up as a striker, an out-and-out striker, that's bold from Poch. But it's going to be interesting tonight. I do want to get your thoughts in the chat. Who you think will win? Or do you think it'll be a dull 0-0 draw? Who we think the key player for either side is going to be, apart from the obvious, and things like that. Just doing they've done the toss, fucking coin toss crap, which is my point. Again, just come out back the fucking game. Oh, Verratti and Pardes have got to be careful tonight on the booking. So if they get a booking tonight, they missed a second leg. So that's something to look out for. And also, if you want to come on, feel free, let me know in the chat, and I'll send a link in the chat, and I'll bring you into the stream as well. Poch has just come out and embracing Koeman on my screen. Oh, PSG are kicking off as well. They won the kickoff because I've got no sound on my thing. Actually, you know what? Where is it? Because I don't need headphones for this because I ain't got a guest on at the moment. I'm going to put it in here so I can actually listen and talk to you guys at the same time. Progress. One split second while I do this. Here we go. Now I can turn it up. Yay. Can actually watch a football game on a watchalong with sound. Yay. Turn it down a bit. Otherwise I'll start shouting. I don't need that. Bloody hell. No need for shouting. Well, hey. Right. We are off when the ref realises this bloody whistle. And they're off. PSG in their away shirt as well, of white, well, mainly white, with the home colours sort of going down the middle. And Barcelona, their normal Catalan flag home kit. Oh, big up Arsenal Misfit in the chat. Hope you're keeping well, mate. I haven't literally just gone on my phone to make sure everything's working. And I've seen your comments, so big up yourself. Hope you're keeping well. And it's just come up on my screen as I say that. There we go. Big up yourself. Hope you're keeping well, mate, as well. Right, here we go. Oh, Kylian Mbappe. Oh, the touch. Oh, Barca got lucky there because Mbappe got a ball over the top. His first touch was on point. If he got it, if he got it on point, basically, that was going to be a 1-0. He would have sped through, done to Stegen, because Stegen was out in no man's land. So he's just gone, boom, open goal, 1-0. It would have been. But obviously, poor touch saved him. Not saved him, saved Barca there. Mark's joined us. Big up, Mark. Also, actually, because again, I did mention it the other day. Obviously, Rangers only been a few wins away now from the title. They're now 5 wins away from that SPL title. As long as it doesn't clash with the Arsenal games, obviously, I'm thinking about doing watch-alongs for that as well. Because as I said earlier in the season, we did a watch-along for the first one. I've always do have a soft spot for Rangers, and I'm actually happy for them. I can't stand Celtic. For me, it was so muggy of them to not only be given a title when it wasn't done and dusted. They could have still been caught last year, but then to literally go to send Scott Brown to the stadium and have a fucking take photos of the trophy and then Neil Lennon at the training ground, and it's like they'd actually won it and equaled the record and all that crap. It's a bit muggy. I know there's a rivalry and all that, but it's just a bit muggy for me. And I was like, nah, never liked Celtic. I've always leaned more towards Rangers, so yeah, I'm thinking about that. Obviously, as I said, as long as it doesn't clash with the Arsenal watch-alongs as well, obviously. But back to this game, couple minutes again. It's only a few minutes in, but PSG having most of the ball actually and looking comfortable on it. And then Moiskin gives it, and Moiskin just gets tackled and loses the ball. Of course he does. So, to be fair, I'm saying that it's bold move from Poch putting Moiskin out on the wing there. But his first choice player that would be on that position is in Di Maria. I believe he's injured, so he had no real choice, and maybe. But also, as I said, you got to look out for Verratti. He's on a booking, so if he gets a booking tonight, he's out for the second leg. There's a couple of implications even there on the yellow card side of things from both sides. So big names could be missing if they get booking tonight. So that'd be interesting. And also, this taking it away from this game, it's like the two teams itself. This is a big opportunity for Poch to stick it to the knobhead that runs Tottenham, Daniel Levy, and go, well, look what you could have had if you'd actually financially backed me. But obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I'm thankful that Daniel Levy never did that, obviously. I mean, the guy was in the job for 5 minutes until he got a fucking trophy. How long was he at Tottenham? Juice. Okay. Big up to 29 people so far in the chat. Or watching the stream on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, fantastic. If you're new to the channel, as I said, do subscribe. We've gone down to 25 now. So that if you're on Periscope, give me a follow on there, or come over to YouTube and give me a subscribe on here. The Mr. Arsenal podcast. What was the other one? And also with Facebook. Mark saying Liverpool lucky. He's watched the Liverpool game as well, Mark. Saying Liverpool lucky that Leipzig get the signs of the post. Bloody can't get any worse, could it? Well, say that. As you said, they just hit the post. Are Leipzig at home tonight, or is it away? Leipzig. Either way, there's a tough, because of what's happened form-wise. That's a tough game tonight. Have a look. It's amazing how Sky lose the rights to Champions League and now literally, as far as they're concerned, in their app, Champions League doesn't come above in League Ones and all that. Yeah, Leipzig got home. I don't see Liverpool getting an away goal, but even so, I think if we get the Leipzig that turned up at the end of the group stages, and for most part of that group stage, Liverpool are in trouble tonight. And not just tonight, for the whole tie itself as well. And again, you wouldn't have said that back in 7-8 weeks ago, before they hit this poor run of form. It is poor run of form, for champions or not. This form they're in, where they're apart from the West Ham game and away at Tottenham, apart from them two games, in the league-wise, they're struggling massively. They are getting beat by everyone. And it's also, especially the recent defeat against Leicester, there are certain things when you watch it, you're thinking, this rings true to how we've been watching as Arsenal fan. We've been watching of Arsenal. See the goal, heads drop, that's it, give up. Which again is concerned, because that's what they were doing as well at Liverpool. That sort of thing was happening before Klopp came, and when he first came for the first season and a half he was at the club, that was happening. I think a lot of it does have to come down to what he's personally going for, because as I said, as me, Melvin, and a few of the guys said on Sunday, it's spot on similar to what we saw beginning of this season, with one sec, but I saw the attack. Jordi Alba, it's been sorted as it stands. With Pep Guardiola going through what he was going through with his mum, and then season started, and we're seeing similar behaviour within the players in the club, like the squad itself, to what we're seeing in Liverpool at the moment. And it's just, again, condolences go out to Klopp and his family and all that. But in terms of the club side of it, the player side of it, it's come at the wrong. It's literally, it could have come, the form itself couldn't have come at a worse time. Because obviously that's just, with that happening, and obviously coinciding with what's happening with Klopp and this, that, and the other, to this out a bit. Bloody hell, I'll have to shout. Turn this. It's a bit, I don't know, it's just made the league dead now. It's the league itself, in terms of the title race, is dead because we know who's going to win it now. Because Man City have got 2 games in hand, one of them's tomorrow. Again, you guys decide if I'm covering that or Champions League game tomorrow. Please put in the chat, and when it comes up, I'll put it on the screen, and I'll keep count of it all. And by the end of the stream, whatever's got the most votes, I'll be doing. Also, in terms of content this week, obviously got the Watchalong on Thursday for the Arsenal Benfica or Benfica versus Arsenal. I apologise because obviously we're meant to be the away team this week. Even though we are either way, but it's not in Portugal. Got that, and then Friday I'm putting a podcast together with a panel, obviously, and sort of the main topic is going to be, this is actually a massive shout out to the Hybrid Squad podcast, Kevin Campbell, Amanda, the Princess Guna, and Sophie, who actually run that channel. They basically did a similar thing. They basically did this sort of podcast. They covered this yesterday on their channel. Sophie and Kevin Campbell and Dan Potts did. Dan Potts from the Same Old Arsenal podcast. Basically covering the main topic, again, as I said, going back to my podcast I'm planning on Friday, the main topic is going to be the comments that were made by Arsene over the weekend about Arsenal, basically, in the sense of it's just, again, I'm not going to give too much time because I want to say some of what my thoughts on that are for Friday, so I'm not repeating myself again and over and over again. He's just always, but obviously I've got a panel, but at the same, you know what I'm saying? Is going to be literally him, basically what he was saying about, we had, from the second we left Highbury, from that summer onwards, for the first X amount of years, we had to sell our best player every year to our rival, or European or domestic, or the club itself would have gone bust if him and the club didn't do that, and things like that, and sort of dig deep into what he's saying, and sort of get other people's opinions on it. Do they think he's being genuine, or do they think he's making excuses to make? For me, it's obvious. It's so obvious he's just making excuses. But I don't want to get too much into it now. I don't. Also, I'm the people I want on for, or I'm able to get on Friday. I don't want it obviously to be one of those podcasts where it comes across where bashing the Arsenal, because we all, well, as a fan base, we all love Arsenal for what he did for us at the start. But he did have we are going to touch on the positives, but we are going to touch on the negative side of things, and most of that on all the negative. Really, realistically, all them negatives coming from when the second we moved from Highbury and being sold a dream and things like that. But yeah, that's coming on Friday. With that being the main topic, basically, obviously what Wenger had to say over this weekend just gone to Richard Keys of all people. Saturday we've got the next instalment actually of the Who Am I quiz. Mike's putting that together. We've got a few people already on board. We've got a few more spots to fill up for that. And once I keep saying this, but I don't never get around to doing it. But once I have the full lineup that's sorted, everyone's happy to go ahead and that for me to announce it. I will be announcing it first and foremost here in the community page on the channel to promote that. That'll be going obviously more likely after the podcast on Friday night, just so it doesn't distract away from things like that. That podcast and everyone's like, oh, we don't watch this. We'll watch it back after we watch the quiz and things like that. But you know what I'm saying. And then obviously Sunday we got the main event of us, the main course basically. Arsenal at home to Man City, 4:30 kickoff. So I'll be going live at 4. The usual guys on here, try and get a couple new faces on if we can as well, if they're available. And yeah. And that'll be this week sorted. Next week, again, depending on obviously what happens on Sunday, Thursday and Sunday respectively. The podcast, next week's podcast will be either on Monday or that's what I think now. Are we playing next? I think we are playing next Thursday, aren't we? Our second leg's next Thursday because we are. Oh. Griezmann had a chance, and that was soft. It wasn't. It was a chance, but it wasn't an amazing chance. But he should have done better, really, for the caliber of player he's meant to be. But as I started to get into this game, to be fair, for the first watching this, and most of it has been PSG with the possession, but now Barca sort of get a grab of the game now. Right. Also, I'm going to keep you updated with other scores like Watford are winning 1-0 against Preston, Stoke still 0-0 against Sheffield Wednesday, Bristol City versus Reading is 0-0. Yeah. Middlesbrough are losing at home to Huddersfield. Wickham are losing at home to Derby County. And Brownie, if you're in the chat, I don't know if you're here yet. Luton and Cardiff haven't kicked off yet, but they're literally about to kick off now. Right, next Thursday. Yeah. Second legs next week because we're around ahead or behind. I don't know how it works, but I wouldn't mind. We wouldn't have, as the competition itself wouldn't have this issue of how many teams we got more teams in our more clubs in our competition than the Champions League. If the fucking Champions League teams weren't fucking the third teams in the Champions League weren't falling into the fucking Europa League. But hey, what do I know? Oh dear. Steve and Mark are just chatting in the chat saying they're both they literally are both watching both Barcelona and PSG, Barcelona versus PSG and Liverpool versus Leipzig away in Germany on their respective either laptops, iPads, or TV screens, whatever setup that is for them. So also we'll be keeping with that. Obviously, as long as they're here, we'll be keeping updated with that as well. How that game goes along. But Mark's just saying Salah sort of scored there. Salah sort of scored. That's not in my fucking mouth. Jesus Christ. And because obviously I was having a little drift off with that Liverpool day. He said, Steve in the chat saying, I think Liverpool's problem is they don't seem to do much in the way of starting 11 rotation. They look worn out. They have been playing flat out for 2.5 years like this. Yeah, and that's another. Yeah, you got a point. You actually got a good point there. Really good point. But this is a thing with Klopp. He does apparently. This is going back from when he first started out as a manager all them years ago. He likes to work with a small squad. He doesn't like having massive squads. He likes having a nice small squad that he doesn't have to mess about with and this, that, and the other. Actually, walk away. You're going to get booked. Behave yourself. Sentiment FC just joined us in the chat. Big up Sentiment because I was lucky there. It wasn't a massive. It wasn't. The warning is all well and due, but it wasn't. There's nothing more than that. But yeah, Sentiment FC has joined us and big up yourself. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Oh dear, I'm not. You just missed me reading off all the content that we've got coming this week on the channel. I'll go back over it later, but yeah, as long as you're here. But I'm going to say it again about tomorrow because again, I mean, Champions League games tomorrow don't not inspire me to do a watch along on the channel. And the thing is, the whole like Europe, as I said, that being extremely European nights are back. Champions League nights. Europa League, obviously on Thursday first, but we have to make do with it. I mean, they could have mixed up a bit better UEFA in terms of these who's playing who and what way round and this, that, and the other. As I said, you guys in the chat, because you're my regulars, and I know you all, and obviously I want to give you the sort of the watch along as it in this case. It's in terms of content, the watch along you want or one set. Oh, that's too soft. He should have put his foot through that, Cardi. Come on. Sentiment FC saying they crippled with injuries. That's an adding factor. But like Steve said as well, they've got a small squad and they've been flat out for 2.5 years. So this was coming. This is possibly another reason why we saw what we saw with Klopp at Dortmund, because they did the same thing. They sort of went flat out. The Bundesliga. I think was it the same season or the following season they got to the Champions League final against Bayern Munich at Wembley. That's 2013, and then the following season, the thing is, the difference is that was straight from the off, and they struggled from day one. They were dead on their feet, whereas this one's just come out of this time out, sort of come halfway through the season. Oh, guy's just been booked. I'm gonna shoot this guy. However you pronounce it, he's just from Everton midfielder Idrissa Gueye. That's it. Oh, because he's got your middle name on it. That's why it's fucking confusing, because he's fucking middle name on his back of his shirt. But yeah, also the injuries. That's sort of had an added factor to it. But at the same time, now they've gone out of their way. Eventually, at the end of the transfer window, went out their way to get not just a centre back, but a couple centre backs in. I don't really have that sympathy from in that department, because they're still continuing to play them like Fabinho and Henderson instead of the players like the guy they bought from Schalke and the guy they got from Preston. They haven't. I mean, the guy from Schalke who just played this weekend, just gone, and Anderson tried taking him out basically. That led to the second goal. The other guy though, Ben Davies from Preston, hasn't played at all from what I can remember. So it's like, what was the fucking point? Panic buying, so to speak, just to not play him basically, and then continue playing your midfielders. And that's another thing you're taking away. We haven't got that excuse of, we haven't got our defense, ain't got enough defenders to play centre back. But what's it saying? When you're saying you haven't got centre backs, but you have got centre backs, I sort of lose that sympathy for you, because you have got them. You've gone out your way to buy them. They aren't injured or anything. And the thing is, when they brought them in, there was a perfect opportunity to just bleed them in, so to speak. like do one day, and the second game the other, and etc. Do it that way. But it's sort of stuck with Henderson and Fabinho in that defence and took away from his midfield. Because you don't know if he'd played them two centre backs alongside each other, along with Trent and Robertson in the fullback roles, and you have Henderson, Fabinho in midfield, you might get somewhat back to where you were before. Not completely, obviously not complete, because it's different levels between Van Dijk and who they've just brought in, and obviously Gomez as well, and players like that. But at the same time, when you're sort of self-inflicting these issues onto yourself, I sort of, as a club, I sort of lose that sympathy for you. Like, oh, what a shame! Sort of, I don't have that sympathy, because it's self-inflicted when you've got players available that can play inside positions, etc. Maybe harsh on me, but I'd say the same for Arsenal. With Arsenal in that situation of that sort of like, well, it was harsh. Literally, go back to after the Man United watch-along, all the Premier League watch-alongs, and the League Cup quarter-final watch-along we did on this channel. Oh, me and the guys, we didn't hold back. We criticised. The difference is we're not defending league champions, former European champions, the best team, and up till this weekend, the best team in the world, the World Club Cup champions at the time. That's the difference. And yet, when we went through what they're going through now, Liverpool, especially in the league, the media fucking ripped into us for that month and a half, and it sort of stoked the bear in the fan base even more and you've had that divide of our fans then start to go over to Arteta out, but like I said, Arteta in, Arteta out bollocks. I'm like I said over the weekend, we had a couple of guys new people in the chat. I think even Brownie popped up, and I just said, I think it was Brownie. I was just like, okay, I'll address it. Yeah, we have criticised on this channel this season. We have criticised Mikel Arteta for his substitutions. He's starting 11s or this, that, and the other. His tactics, his man management, etc. We've criticised when it suits what's happening, and it is what we're seeing. And at one point, it did seem like he realised it was too much for me. It dragged on as we all know. But we were there. Yeah, of course, we're going to, as a fan base, we are going to. If something's not going right, we are not going to call you out, but we're going to give our opinion and say, well, this is what you're doing wrong in our opinion. Doesn't mean we're in or out. You don't have to criticise a manager, be it Mikel Arteta, Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, etc., or Pen for Barca. They've got VAR in Champions League now. They're going to actually use it this time, because they didn't use it in the group stage. Or was that Europa? One of the two, I can't remember now. That was Europa they didn't use it in. But yeah, I was saying, you can criticise a manager. You can, as a supporter, criticise when things are going wrong. Criticise a manager or player or whatever, not in an abusive way, by the way. You can criticise what they're doing wrong without being, if I'm criticising it, I'm out then, or Pep out, or Klopp out. That's not a pen. That is not a pen. I'm sorry, that's not a pen. Frankie Young's gone down. The ball's gone in. The long ball over the top, but even Pot's like, no, hang on, what? On the bench. That cannot be a pen. It's been given, obviously. This is what I'm asking. Is there VAR in this? No, come on. Leg tangled. He tripped himself. Frankie de Jong kicked himself in the back of his leg and went over. There was no one near it. Well, they were near it, but not near to make contact. They can't. He literally kicks himself. There was no literally. I've just the ref. Oh my god, not the ref. The pundit I'm listening to on BT Sport is actually doing my head in, saying there was contact. I couldn't see no contact. All I saw was literally Frankie de Jong kick the back of his own leg and fall over and claim foul. Oh my god, corruption! UEFA and their corruption. He couldn't make it up. Well, Barcelona going 1-0 up. Then there we go. There we go. Messi taking the penalty, obviously, against Navas, former Real Madrid goalkeeper. So there's a bit of a rivalry there, but you know Messi's going to score. He always scores his fucking pens. Oh, but he put power in it, didn't he? He made sure that was going in. Fucking no goalkeeper was saving that. Navas went the right way. Just bit too much height and power. It was more so the power took it away from the goalkeeper than the height. Because I think if it had been less power, the keeper was going to get you could hear got fingertips to it. So if it was less power, maybe it would have saved, stopped it going in. It would come down. He would have caught it. But yeah, the power just went. There was no goalkeeper touch it, getting that. I cannot get how that was given. I'm sorry. Frankie de Jong kicks himself on the back of the leg. Literally kicks himself on the back of the leg. Falls over. Yeah, there's Kazawa was near him, but it wasn't near enough to make contact in any which way whatsoever. But Barcelona are 1-0 up. Glenn yeah, he doesn't help things. Sometimes Glenn when he's co-punditry for a Tottenham game or a Chelsea game, the bias, like we see go in there on, especially Jamie Carragher and bloody any team he's basically played against, Graham Souness as well for Liverpool, the bias comes racing to the surface. So he doesn't help things, but no, the actual main commentator, I can't remember his name now. Townsend? Not Townsend. I can't remember it. I can't remember this. I can't remember his name. I know him, but I can't remember his name. Tip of my tongue. But yeah, he's the one that really doing my head in now because he's going on about like there was contact. There was a minimal contact, but it was enough for him to kick himself. You're mad. They're still talking about it in my fucking earhole. Barcelona, the golden child, all favours. Martin Tyler, Sky. By the way, we've got a special guest in the chat. Woo. Tottenham fan through. Big up one as well in the chat. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Oh dear. Yeah, this is our special guest, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Dean, Tottenham fan extraordinaire. Souness is the biggest snagging us off as yeah. Oh yes, you can tell if you look at it. If you're old enough to remember, he was part of the Liverpool squad back in the 80s. Yeah, Mbappe. Yes, go on, Mark. Messi versus, as I said in the description, Messi versus Neymar, Koeman versus Poch. Not Neymar, Messi versus Mbappe, sorry. Oh dear, Mike Dean. No, literally, as I was saying about Souness, because he was obviously part of that Liverpool squad back in the 80s and the late 80s, and Arsenal obviously were the team to break Liverpool, so to speak, and break that dominance they had, not just domestically, but overall, because they were like, as a whole, the team to beat not domestically, in Europe. And 89 and then 91, respectively, winning them 2 league titles in 3 years, broke Liverpool and broke that dominance. everyone become accustomed to. It's no surprise that he has that bitterness. He doesn't hide it, as he said. He loves to slag us off at every opportunity, no matter what. Oh, what a goal! Oh my God, what a goal from Mbappe! What a goal! Oh my God, the touches and he touches. He kept that ball literally screwed to his feet and then just wallops it past the Stegen. The away goal as well for PSG. Oh, let's go back because I need to go. Do that quickly. No. 1-1 now. See, I picked the game where goals are in. Could have quite easily gone for the 0-0 in the other game. Oh dear. Right then, come on. Oh my God. You're brave, whoever you are. Really are. Sam's in the chat, big up Sam. Mike Dean, you suck. I support Liverpool, not Spurs. Hang on. You say you support Liverpool, but on your paperwork it says you're a Tranmere Rovers fan, so and also if you're a Liverpool fan, you shouldn't be by the rules refereeing any Liverpool games. Just saying. It's all laughs and banter on it anyway. How long you been around? Gary Bolivia. Oh, gives me strength. It's all going now. It's all gone. It's all going off, Mike. What have you? Obviously, it's not Mike Dean, but obviously for the bounce of it. Yeah, you say that, but then Sam defends you. To be fair, Sam in the chat, Sam Greenwood, when he's in the streams, he does defend you because you did actually give us a penalty away at Old Trafford this season, so you can't hate us that much. Just saying. And also, you did referee the North London derby in Unai Emery's first season. We won 4-2. You gave us a penalty for that one as well. Gave them a penalty later on down the line when it wasn't a penalty, but that's not the point. But we won 4-2. Sent off for Tongan as well. So you can't hate us that much because sometimes you do actually referee games we actually win and you can't influence the game. But there's times when you want to be the centre of attention and it shows. But it is what it is. I think, what was it? There's that clip going around of Garth Crooks from when we played Chelsea. What was it, 2016? Oh, what a save. I'm trying to think. When Gabriel and Santi Cazorla got sent off and Chelsea won 2-0 in the end because they had the 2-man advantage. And, 10-man man advantage, and then it went to 2-men near the end. Fucking out of cost. Why not send off Diego Costa, but send off Gabriel? They both did the exact same thing. But as Garth Crook said, you have to be the centre of attention sometimes, and it does show. It's a shame. Especially when it's in a game like... If it's a dull game, I can understand you want to sort of spice up a bit. But when it's a game like that, like Arsenal-Chelsea, early in the season, one team can pull a bit away and this, that, and the other in terms of either team that time. Especially at that time, either team could have gone for the title that season as well. You had to have a say in it. It's just done my head in. I prefer Tottenham. Well, you say that, but when, as I said, the last time you refereed an Arsenal game against Tottenham, we win 4-2, and you sent off one of their players and gave us a pen. But as I said, you gave them a pen, but we had the extra positive going in our favour anyway. Gary's in the chat as well. Big up, Gary. Oh dear, no, you definitely know this isn't my team. Griezmann. Oh, Griezmann. Oh my days. I can't blame the fucking goalkeeper for that. As in, as defenders, you need to defend, for fuck's sake, not give Griezmann all the time in the world to come at your fucking defence, basically. Actually, you know what? Do your job. How is it the keeper's fault that the midfielder and then the other centre-back weren't going nowhere near him? Neves has done his best, to be fair, to try to get his hands to it. Obviously, he went wide anyway, but oh my days. Gotta laugh. Gary has various kinds, I'm sure of it. Oh dear. Gotta laugh. That Chelsea game was the worst officiated game I've ever seen. Howden was ever allowed back. Because there's no consequences anymore. Since Mike Riley became the big bad boss, as I keep saying it, the big bad boss of the organisation that is what it is, the PGMO and all that. The standards of refereeing has dropped massively. The rules are all fucking all over the place. There's 20 different rules, 20 different things. Well, 20 different rules for one fucking thing, basically. It's ridiculous. And yeah, it's just bizarre. And things, as I keep saying, things will not get better until Mike Riley resigns, retires, or whatever, and they actually replace him with someone who is competent to do the job, and not be like a best friends group. Let's all look after each other. It is what it is, though. We have to suck it up. In the meantime, we have to suck it up, and not just Arsenal fans, but as a whole in Premier League, we all have to suck it up and get on with it until that happens. Mike, behave yourself now. Oh dear. Warren, will you sort out your Netflix subscription? Pakistani. Mark, I could have used it. Been through a rough time of late. Yeah, I'm not getting. That's the one thing. As I said, I don't condone any of that behaviour anyway. No matter what, as a fan base or as a football fan, you think of referees as a whole. No one deserves to get put through that. What Mike Dean and other referees get put through by idiots, keyboard warriors on social media. I mean, what was it a couple of weeks ago? The kid that fucking racially abused Ian Wright was in court and basically got off effectively scot-free. Didn't get no. Was it a consult? I can't remember what it was now. Got basically a slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. Ryan says, Ryan, VAR must be used to correct, not protect. Exactly. And that's another thing. Again, won't improve while Mark Riley is there. Needs someone who's competent to do their job and have not just the rules, basic, simple rules in place, but implement a VAR and use VAR properly. Is because how it's being implemented and used at the moment, it's wrong on so many levels. It is just there to protect their best friend, basically. Whoever's in that VAR room for that particular match is there to protect their friend. Look how long it took them to use the actual screens in the stadium initially, and now they overuse it for everything. Well, the answers to PM on the FA. Oh no. But I'm saying whilst he's the big bad boss, basically he's the boss of the head of it all. in the sense of running the referee, like bringing blooding through the next generation of referees, this, that, and the other, and putting the rules in place, things won't change. When the guy that had the most corrupt, no matter what you think of it, as even as a neutral fan, you've got to admit it was the most corrupt game of refereeing a football match you'll ever see in any league, in any competition. Then when he retires, gets the biggest job, the biggest job you can in the industry, like that. You know what's coming. The referee, don't get me wrong, referees made mistakes before he took on, like when he was refereeing all that, and before that you get the odd mistake here and there, but not to this level. It's at every game you watch now. Even before VAR was introduced, like forced in by them as well. The standards have been dropping massively. It has been on the decline. It has been getting worse season in, season out. But as Mark says, VAR should have been brought in straight away to help and correct the wrong decisions, basically, not for clear and obvious mistakes and things. Because that's a massive get out clause as well, the word clear and obvious. But yeah, literally a few minutes away from, I'm just going to divert now off now. Bad segue, but here's what it is. We're literally 2 minutes away, plus about a minute of injury time, maybe, from half time. For me, to be honest, it's been a close game. It's been end to end, but PSG have held Moise Kean. I don't see much of him on his wing, but you know what? He's not making any mistakes either. So so your best friend's here. Best friend. Oh, just digging. No, get into that. Pepe need more time. We sold the wrong key. Oh my days! As I said in the group chat with us earlier, when we set up, it's almost 2-1. When what has been discussed behind the scenes is set up, the first bit of merchandise that's ever going to be done is going to be that line with your face predominantly on the t-shirt with the infamous words, "We sold the wrong goalkeeper." So the hotcakes. Oh dear. But Gary, Russ, and Sam, and Steve, if you're interested as well, because they mentioned it before, about the podcast on Friday that I'm planning. If you're around, if you're available, can you let me know? And I'll just obviously go through it all with the main the basic topic of the discussion. The main topic of discussion is going to be for the podcast and all that. Yeah, it's a good one actually. But as I said, credit goes out to the Harvey Squad for obviously they're doing what they did yesterday on their channel to give their point of view on the topic. One says the worst corrupt ref ever. Leeds versus Bayern in the 70s European Cup final on YouTube. You cannot believe it. Genuinely dreadful and clearly paid. I'll look into that. I'll have a look at that actually, because I've obviously not old enough to have witnessed it in first hand, because obviously I was born in 89. 6 days of 4, Anfield 89. To all Liverpool fans out there, half time. And put them out there like that. And give you my full attention now. Right. Back to, oh my God, things ain't that bad, Mark. Bloody hell. I mean, was I going to say? Obviously, you said that. I was going to say, in terms of, because it's sort of quite tied. I'll say touch on it now. I might hold off actually and touch on it fully, because it sort of blends into what is planned for the podcast on Friday. Oh dear. So yeah, but yeah, I remember that now. I'll take note of that. So yeah, but I need that much. What's the same? What time Friday? Any time from 7 onwards. I think now. And this either between 7 and 7:30 would probably start. And yeah, if you're available at 8, I can hold off till 8. But yeah, not too late. Not late. But because obviously got people on. Well, I think Melvin's on another channel. He's on, as it stands, Friday's away. He's on Richard's channel on Friday for the City, Richard's City thing that he does. Who else? I've asked a few other people. Just waiting to hear back. Basically, he's also Melvin's asking his mate Marty about not just Friday's podcast, but also Saturday, the quiz on Saturday. 7:30. The quiz itself, the Who Am I quiz is on 7:30. So if anyone's available for that, do. Just see the glimpse comment. No, do let me know, and I'll put your name down basically, even if you're in the chat. Warren, if you want to take part in the quiz on Saturday, if you're around on Saturday around 7:30 UK time, and you want to take part in the Human Mind quiz that Mike's put together again, if you want to take part, contact Sam, because I know you both talk and all that. So if you contact him, and via him we'll go back and forth and whatever. And sort of set that up so you also can then get the link to you, so then you can obviously join us. Because I know a couple of weeks ago you wanted to come on. Talking to Melvin. Saturday. Melvin's on board for Saturday, and Marty can't do. Okay, cool, that's fine. We can have merch for all of us. For us, we got the wrong keeper. Me, there's a ref agenda. Tahib, yeah, let's not go there. Melvin pick stop. No, stop on. Not sure about myself. Fuck off. Yeah, with you, Sam, we can have a multiple of different t-shirts of you. It's fuck off Benjamin, fuck off Xhaka. Basically any player that's basically deadwood that needs to get out of this club. Oh dear. Got to love to. Oh, that's enough. Oh, you not much to touch on it now, actually, as it's half time. The Sun. No, the Sun. Proving once again what a scummy media outlet they really are. Fucking idiots. Trying to make out that Aubameyang's breached COVID rules and got a tattoo on his hand. A tattoo that he already had on another. And the editing is so bad as well. Because I literally I've had multiple photos of him because on Valentine's Day, the rose, and the tattoo was on literally in the blurred images. The tattoo was on this hand with the rose in his hand, and then literally front cover, clear as day. He's leaning over his mate, or I think he's a family member. I don't know, probably his family member because all the family live together pretty much. The tattoo then switches hands, and they're claiming the one that is the. Yeah, it's just like, oh my days. They couldn't make their mind up, basically, which hand to put it on. And then you got the fucking Knights of Sky and all that. Oh, and Arsenal are looking, investigating into what's going on there, and if it is true, why has he done that? Ridiculous. If that was true, I think it would have been pretty much a big deal made out of it. And by now he would have fucking apologised. on his social media, because he's very active in his social media, so he would have come out, nearly 9 o'clock at night, and this came out this morning, obviously broke this morning. It's not about these things saying, from what I've seen, that, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. The quiz, not my cup of tea, Bird, happy to come on an live stream game, or podcast. Yeah, that's fine, cool. Because the Twitter thing, the Twitter name you gave me a few weeks ago, look straight away, as soon as I come off stream, I tried finding it, it wouldn't come up, nothing was coming up. So as I said, I'll go through, I'll contact Sam, or if you want to come on, just contact Sam, let us know. So about the watch-alongs of the podcast itself, just let us know if you're interested in coming on at any time. Just contact Sam, and we'll go through Sam initially the first time. Okay, it's more. Okay, I didn't see that contact, but okay, fair enough. Let's look at the replay for the penalty, but still, there's more contact in that, isn't it? Again, this is what the thing is. I know it's difficult. UEFA Premier League are doing their own thing. It sort of more annoys me, because obviously, if the Premier League weren't being such bastards and up themselves, and actually not bent the knee, but actually abided by UEFA, what everyone else is doing, and abiding by one ruling, which is the rules that are put in place by UEFA. So what I'm saying, all domestic leagues, don't put your number on here. What are you doing? And I've got back and screenshot that, if I can delete it quick. Jesus Christ. Why are you asking for trouble? You have no idea what idiots and crazy people on this setup. Well, I screenshotted it, so now I'm going to have to, don't take no offence, but I have to delete it. Because I don't want you getting any idiots calling you at stupid hours of Clark and all that malarkey. Oh no, I can't get rid of it. You've got to get rid of it yourself. I can't get rid of it. Oh. There you go. Yeah, okay, cool. I was like, no, because I don't want any randoms giving you abuse, because there are them idiots, aren't there? But I've screenshotted it, so I'll add it to my phone later properly. And yeah, and don't please don't. Oh dear, don't wish that, because you'll pop in now. You watch. Maybe that was a murder, imposter Mike Dean. Imposter? I don't know. Right, let's read one up. Oh dear, gotta laugh. Yeah. Oh dear. There's that as well. Don't forget that, because they're Sam's favourite player in the world, Pepe. So you could do that as well, Gary. Oh dear. God, I laughed. So saying how much time does Pepe need? Oh dear. See, we're on it. Even when we're not talking about said subject, we're actually on it. And when it gets to a certain stage, what we can do for merch and things like that, we're up there. Oh dear, got to laugh. Like 1 year ago, bloody hell. Jesus. Also, I didn't know. I realised I just found out this morning when I woke up about an hour and a half after I woke up, had my coffee and all that malark. I realised, obviously via Twitter and all that today's the anniversary, the 10 years anniversary of when we played Barcelona at the Emirates and won 2-1, and Jack Wilshere had the masterclass against Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta in midfield, and Arshavin with the goal to win that game 2-1, that leg. That's mad. 10 years, bloody hell. That is absolutely crazy. put it up long. It down. No, I just literally screenshotted it, and I'm going to type it down later in a minute. Everyone is on my screen, even though you've deleted on YouTube itself. It's still on my StreamYard setup thing. If I didn't do that, I could still write it down. But yeah, I screenshotted it, so it's fine. Oh yeah, I can see it now, so it's cool. Just try and hope any randoms that come along watch this back later or whenever don't put the live chat on as well, because that's when it gets messy. That's when you're there blocking numbers 24/7 randoms. Oh dear. You watch, they're all going to be me as well. You watch. Try and catch you off guard. Oh dear. Gotta laugh. But guys, now most of you are here, I can actually let you all decide. I mentioned it twice. Obviously, not most of you weren't here, but now most of you are here. That are obviously the regulars of the channel and are very much active in these live streams, in these chats. In terms of tomorrow, because obviously I'm doing a stream tomorrow, one way or the other, in terms of watch along. But you guys get to decide what out of 3 games, which one I cover. Because I say 3 because there's a Premier League game I'm going to throw in as well to the equation. Because as I said, for me, I don't know what Champions League. If it's Champions League, I don't know which one to pick because they're both not inspiring enough for me to go. That I'm going to go with, and off we sort of go, so to speak. This is what we're going to do for this tonight. As in tomorrow. I get the games up. If I can get the games up once that lets me. There we go. In terms, your choices are for tomorrow's watch along, which team to do. First off, you've got the FC Porto versus Juventus. Second, you've got Sevilla versus Borussia Dortmund. Or you can go Premier League route and cover Man City's game in one of Man City's games in hand away to Everton. All 8 o'clock. Champions League games at 8 o'clock kickoff. Premier League it's 8:15 kickoff. You guys get to decide in the chat, and because again, I want to give you the content that you prefer, not just in terms of these neutral watch-alongs. I want to give you the watch-alongs that you would rather. And then in this circle, when I can't make my own mind, in this instance, I would rather put it to you and let you decide because it's what you want. If that makes sense. Steve saying, "Wow, that's bloody hell!" Fucking screen. 10 years I had to work that day and missed it. So when I got home at 3 a.m. bloody hell, I watched the recording, mate. I made. Sorry, it was worth, but the second leg was the one that told you over bastards. Yeah, because as we all know, Van Persie gets a red card for basically nothing. It's ridiculous, and that's when you knew. At that moment in that tie, it was in our favour. Got 2 subs. Under Herrera's coming on for PSG. Who's coming off though? Let's have a look. Headphones back in actually, so I can hear who's coming off. So if I'm asking, who's 27? Is that Moise Keane? No, it's Idrissa Gueye. I was gonna say that's a different formation. That was the case, but no. Lassie's still on. He hasn't been booked yet, so that's good for PSG. I can understand the actual substitution really, because obviously Gueye is on the booking, and way Barca are and all that. You can't really trust him. Let's be honest. I wondered what he did or not. On this day, Ferguson Beckham yeah, that as well. And that was 2002. No, 2003, because it's in the FA Cup. It was after 2002, the double winning season. This was the following season, 02-03 season. It was in 2003. Was it the fifth? Was it the fifth round? I'm trying to think now. It was in March, so quarter final, wasn't it? Yeah, quarter finals in March. So yeah, that was weird. Having Arsenal versus Man United before semi-final, final, even back then was for me weird because I was always used to if we played each other in that competition, it was always in the semi-finals or the final. So to go to Old Trafford as well, I'm like, oh great, yay! And we didn't get that out of the two. Ferguson went full strength, like the strongest possible team available, as in his Premier League 11. None of this mixed, like you see nowadays, mixed match and all this crap, or doing what we did basically, play a mixture of our starting 11 and mainly our second string. But we won 2-0. Edu, I mean, he had the shot, but he deflected completely the opposite way to where he aimed it, where it was going to go. Where it was going, top corner, the opposite top corner. But Bartes had it sort of covered, and Beckham, the ball jumps, hits off Beckham. And so the way it hits off him, it deflects him, was in the opposite corner. And then Sylvain Villard with the second, the conclusive goal to kill the game, thank God. Oh, what's a save from Ter Stegen? And Mbappe with a shot again. To be fair, if we went for Ter Stegen tonight, this tight effective, even though Busso scored, because it's the away goals. PSG have it's away goals advantage for them tonight in that sense. They can score the goals they score away goals. This tie could be dead and buried by now. We went for just a few second saves here. Also, it's amazing how I've given you all the choice. You've all gone quiet. Steve in the chat saying the Everton game for me, as it could have an impact for Arsenal in the standings, is that as well. That's good. Yeah, so as it stands, with Steve's vote, we are currently, as it stands, going to be doing the Watchalong for the Everton Man City game. As it stands, obviously, it's early days and got between now and the end of the stream to decide for the rest of you. But yeah, Mark's saying City game of him as well. Yeah, and we can see that's another point as well. Because it's not just me then at the Champions League games tomorrow. Both of them look so uninspiring. Like you expect Juventus as it's either going to be dull 0-0s, or the teams you expect to win will fucking blow them away. It'll be dull in that way. It's just like, okay, great, woohoo, but getting goals. But hey, at the same time, big up Tahib as well. Hope you're keeping well, mate. As well. Yeah, I'm keeping well. Yeah, that's I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm keeping myself busy, keeping well. Back it now. You also said European Champions League back tonight, and then your Europa League on Thursdays and all that. Back to how I was before Christmas. The busy schedule coming thick and fast. Pretty much going to see a lot of me for every part. Bar 1 or 2 days a week, I'm going to see a lot of me now on this channel, and obviously the rest of the guys and all that for the Arsenal content. But when it comes to neutral, we're going to see a hell of a lot of me now. And the irony is, when I was doing what I'm now going back to doing, back in terms of how often I'm doing content every week now, week to week. That's when, after literally what, I'm trying to think now, 2.5 weeks of doing it, is when I had that burst of the channel, and I broke it. Oh, what again? A save again to Stegen. Moise Kean with a shot deflected as it's left his foot. Obviously, to Stegen was already down. He just had to overstretch his overhanded arm and flick it away from goal to his nearest defender to get rid of it. Well, and on this day in '92, we beat 7-1 at Highbury as well. And yeah, Kevin Campbell got 2. Merson got a goal. Righty got a goal, I think now. And I can't remember his name now. Fucking what's the fucking thing earlier as well? Highlight video, like season review video. What's his name? Oh my god! He got a couple of assists as well, but he got 2 goals. Oh, I got his name now. Got my head in. It's gone fucking blank. Oh, his name. Well, I'm saying City as well. So it looks like we will be in the City, Everton versus City. So watch along. And if you guys want to join me for that, or pitch a bit, if it's up first, you know what I'm saying. If you want to join me for that, as in want to come to the stream itself and have a chat, not just about the game itself, but Arsenal, get this, that, and the other. Let me know, and we'll sort that out. And thanks for that, Steve. No problem. I massively appreciate that. Also, don't just smash the like button. Do share the content around as well. Absolutely obliterate the share button. Any and everywhere, basically. Oh, top 4 this season, maybe. No, it's gone. Top 4 for me. Top 4 went at full time after we played Wolves. Yeah, full time away. When we played a couple of weeks ago, we played Wolves. For me, that's when it went. But again, in that instance, it weren't down to the players. It weren't the players' fault. It's partly Arteta and his second half subs that made no sense. But also, it's down to piss poor officiating, not just on the pitch, but whether fucking Stockley Park. Was it Stockley Park? Or whether they fucking had that little van thing and every match, I mean, you're out. You're in, I'm out. What crap. Tomorrow is the day of our biggest win in our history, but never counted as we were not in the league. We beat Millwall Rovers 22-1. Jesus. Imagine if we could do that between now and at some point between now and the end of the season. And Jesus Christ. Liverpool scored apparently. According to my phone, they've scored. I don't know if it's going to be counted because I've got. Let's be fucking. Let me go to it, you bastards. Fucking Sky app. Long fucking day. Yes, 1-0 Liverpool. Liverpool got the away goal. There's me saying I don't think they get the away goal tonight because of how Leipzig car and how what's been all. So if they can get a result tonight, Liverpool, they've got the away goal, but they can win. That could, breed confidence in the entire squad and the club, and maybe they can sort of get back to where they were before, the sort of form they were before this hit. 1889, jeez. Just 1,000 years before I was born. Well, 1,010. 1,010, anyway. Oh, 1,000 years. Yeah, 1,000 years before I was born. Right. Looking all over the place tonight. Mark saying in the chat, if we get top 6, we will do well. Yeah, true. But let's have a look at the actual league table. One step between us and 6th, at least. 1 sec. tables. Also, guys, I've been thinking of doing something else, another channel that I've sort of built a friendship with off screen, because obviously I was on someone else's channel, and that's how we met, and they subscribe to me, I'm subscribed to them, we follow each other and all that. Watching their channel recently, quite a bit recently, especially since we've known each other, obviously. They do this, obviously, do these watchalongs like we do, because obviously they can't go to games either, so they do watchalongs on their channel as well. But also, they then go away after the stream and put together 100 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My head's all over the place. I'm shattered. I've literally haven't stopped today, so my head's all over the place. And I'm literally like, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, they do a highlight, basically. They go back and grab clips from that stream, that watch along, and put kind of together a highlights show up to upload, no matter win, lose or draw. And so it's like that highlight reel show, basically, for that particular game. So anyone who wants to watch, doesn't want to watch the whole entirety of the watch along back, but want to see the goal celebrations or things like that, or the controversial moments, be debate this, that, and the other. There's a quicker route to it, basically. They've supplied that. So I've been thinking about doing that on this channel for watchalongs, Arsenal watchalongs, obviously. And but again, would that be something you guys would be interested in, or you want to just keep it, not do that, and just keep things as they are? In that set, as in not do the highlight sort of show thing. Yeah, why was I getting fouls from? I don't know. So yeah, league table. I was on my phone. League table. We got 34 points. Liverpool are the team in 6th currently, and we're level on game with them. We're level on games. They've got 40 points. So I think now 6, 9. There's 6 points ahead of us in term, but obviously there's a couple of teams in between now. So got games in hand. I mean, Spurs got a game in hand. Spurs got a game in hand. I think that's against Everton, isn't it? 2-0 Mane now, is it? Okay. Hasn't come through my phone. Yes. Say that now. Messi, he's going to be Messi taking it, but Barcelona got a free kick on the edge of the box. Oh, top 4 must. No, hell no. Top 4 went again. Top 4 went back in after the Wolves got. When the final whistle went at Wolves, that's for me, that's when it went. Then ask again, even though it wasn't the players' fault that we lost, it was more down to the poor officiating and then the poor management from Arteta in terms of sub. On set, have a look. Hit the walls, going over. Yeah. I think what I was saying now. But yeah, no, that was it. But to me, it was just even then, it was you're asking too much from too many teams for them to drop points. Too many teams to drop points for us to then, at the same time, then go and put a run of games together. Taking out the equation who we're playing this month for the following months as well. Put a run of games together between now and the end of the season enough to get in the Champions League spots via the league. So even though it's mathematically possible, it's asking for too much. Once everyone's on level pegging in terms of games played, that's where you can sort of gauge properly where we're at. And that, again, from now on, in, you're asking for too much from other clubs to drop points to get you, and for you to put at the same time as they're dropping points, for Arsenal to then go, on a massive win streak and just win. Take over one, like, a couple of teams here, a couple of teams there, every other match day, and things like that. Too much to ask for. So, in terms of Champions League, and I don't think we'll do it anyway, if I'm being brutally honest, to get Champions League next season, the best route is Europa League. We have to win Europa League. And the thing is if at the beginning, back in for the season, just before the season started, the ball, like Stan, Joss, and the rest of the club, people above Mikel, gave him the main target for him. The number one target would be to get Champions League football via Europa League or League, and he fails on both. His first season or not, that's a massive fail, and the pressure will be on him for next season, even bigger than what it is now. What has been this season, sorry. Especially when next season let's be honest, next season is going to be pretty much Mikel's full of Mikel players. It'll be effectively his squad. Players he either wanted to keep or he's brought in. And that's when you see and again, that's when things get interesting, because if things still don't get better, we stop. And in terms of, what's that? And in terms of us, with this, well, have we been this season, like losing more than we've won or drawn in the league itself, and just being soft as well. If we don't have that changes and we don't get better and cut down some of that these piss poor defeats. For a team that wants to be in the Champions League, in the Champions first, second, third, or fourth, and we're not going to go for the league, obviously. That's too much to ask for. But for a team that wants to be in that top four, in terms of taking L's in the league season, realistically, the most you can look at taking is 5. Any more than 5, you're starting to push it, and if you do it, it's by more luck more than anything. That's another reason why. This season would have been the exception. This season is the exception of that rule of 5 L's. Because in a normal season, you'd be able to take them 5 L's and still get in the top 4, no problem. This season's been the exception because everyone's not up till just after Christmas, like Boxing Day onwards, when Man City just hit the form they're in now. No one was being consistent. No one was. Hence why we're in 10th and we're 6 points off Liverpool, who are in 6th, who are 3 points off fucking whoever's in Chelsea or something like that. So we're 9 points off 4th. I mean, again, I keep saying it's mathematically possible, but it's asking for literally too many teams to drop too many points all at the same time, and at the same time of doing all that, you're then asking Arsenal to put a run of games together. Let's be honest, it ain't going to happen, and not concede. You're right, Ryan. We are not consistent enough. We haven't been consistent. No, the thing is, no one's been consistent enough until Man City hit that run of form. But as a whole, when you're looking at where we are in a moment, you can't see Arsenal putting that sort of consistency together out of nowhere, doing a Man City and what Man City have done, and put us out of nowhere going and turning on the consistency and going, boom, here we go. Oh, and suddenly we can sort of do it, so to speak. It's a shame. But as I said, if he does fail, getting Mbappe. PSG 2 away goals. Barcelona at home 1. Messi 1. Mbappe 2. I was going to far. Of course, it's going to far. Oh, I won't change the score yet then. Oh dear. Like Dean's joined us back in the chat. Mike, if you can change your dislike to a like, that'd be massively appreciated. Liverpool will win the Champions League if they can pick up form out of nowhere and use this as a positive, this result as a positive as it stands. They're 2-0 up, aren't they? Something like that. Then yeah, there's a possible, but there's again Bayern Munich are fucking way beyond where Liverpool are. So I can't. Not Liverpool, Bayern Munich are a team to beat. And we've also got to count. I think Atletico could win it personally. I think it's either going to be a. One sec, goes back to the new comments. You're safe, fine too. Oh dear. I've been giving that little big-ish build-up as well. Like, if it had been ruled out, I've been like, I'm not. Yeah, oh, bloody. I did change it. Don't even go there. There you go. Warren saying Man City, Leicester, Liverpool, Chelsea for top four. So you're saying there'll be. Who's. Oh, so you think Man United's going to fall out of top four? Oh, okay. From where it stands, you're saying Liverpool will just have enough to get back in there, and United will just fall away now. Okay. Not surprised me, to be honest, but never know. Bayern, PSG, Atletico, Champions League winners. I think any of them three teams could win it. It's obviously luck of the draw as well along the way to get to the final. But PSG, or not PSG, Bayern will be the team to beat because obviously they're defending champions and how they started off this competition as well this season. They are the team to beat, and obviously Alaba's also the added equation now. Alaba now actually he's leaving to the end of the season. He's leaving Bayern Munich, so he was going to want to go out on a high as well and defend the title before going wherever he's going. Heavily rumored to go to Madrid. But Atletico this season have been phenomenal. So you can't, as I said, can't rule them out. Especially Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez's partnership, he's formed a good. He's used to the league, but he's coming. He's playing along the Al Felix and all that, and he's absolutely hit the ground running. And it's been phenomenal for them. Hence why they're in a position where they've got they're top of the league by 5 points. Or something like that. But they won their 2 games in hand. They would have 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. They're Mbappe. Oh, because again, Ter Stegen is keeping them in this tide. I'm sorry, Barcelona have been lucky tonight in the sense of it hasn't turned out to be another absolute morning like we saw back in the summer when they got torn apart by Bayern 8-1 or something like that. 8-2, I can't remember what it was, but it was 8 something. Yeah, it was 8-1. I swear it was 8-1. 3 Moist King just got, oh my god. Please, I think it's safe to us being at Barcelona at home this week, this leg. It's the away game for PSG. I think it's safe to say PSG might be through. 8-2, that was it. It's 8-1 or 8-2, I can't remember. I remember Messi scoring the goal. Pen, wasn't it? Personally, I think final-wise, again, it all depends on the draw, obviously, going forward from this round and all that. I think we're all expecting Bayern Munich to win the final. But it's second, obviously, the other finalist is guesswork. And, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Atletico and Atletico actually broke that hoodoo because of how sort of Simeone's not wised up, but he's adapted. He's changed a few things here and there. There's still a strong defensive unit, but they can also play good football going forward. Oh my god, that was poor. That was poor from Barcelona. Come on, that was light work for Moise Kean, but fair play to him. He has to be there. He has to be there to put it in. Barcelona on the way down, loads of debt and messing his way out. They are not what they were. Of course not. When you look at where they were 10 years ago, for example, when we played them this time 10 years ago, and you look at the team they had, Messi, David Villa, Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets just coming through from the academy. The academy or did they buy him? I can't remember. But either way, he was just coming through at Barca. Gila, Piqué, I think Puyol was still there. Carlos Puyol. Oh, I'm trying to think now. This is the first time we played him, weren't it? So it would have been Henri's return. I can't remember. But they had. I'm trying to remember. Fucking this 10 years. I'm trying to remember the entire squad. Victor Valdez. Never rated Victor Valdez, but I must find the name because he was part of the squad. I'm trying to think. Jordi Alba, young, vibrant Jordi Alba. If you bear with me, I'll get the actual lineup, the actual team up. It's a screen. We have to give Pep credit for getting City back to top again without Aguero, especially without Aguero, because pretty much the whole season he hasn't had Aguero. Oh, I haven't done a Spanish accent. Didn't do a Spanish accent, but okay. Kevin De Bruyne has been in and out throughout the season. But yeah, exactly. Plenty of defensive issues. That's the thing. Beginning of the season, defensively, they were playing like they were last season, if anything worse at the start of the season, and suddenly it's clicked from it's working. And Gundogan, let's not even go there with Gundogan. We're now seeing the Gundogan that they initially brought from Dortmund 3-4 years ago. When Pep first came in, that's one of Pep's first signings at Man City. We're now seeing the player that he was, the form that he was in when he joined them. Absolutely phenomenal player. I couldn't believe they got him in the sense of he could have gone to anywhere because there was no guy at the time. It's like when Chelsea first came into their money. If you're going to Chelsea, you've got to basically be happy with sitting on the bench, basically. And even when Man City came into the money, the likes of Adebayor and Sanya, Clichy, they weren't going to be going. They were leaving a club in Arsenal where they were guaranteed starting 11 football and going to a club in Man City where they were going to be bench warmers. And Nasri, the biggest bench warmer of them all, out of all the ones that fucked off the City from Arsenal. City have a chance, especially with Kevin De Bruyne back fit. What's it? This is looking at it's going to do a VAR check for something. I don't know. Oh, Verratti's going off. So, yeah, Verratti survived tonight. He didn't get a book. Julian Jack does come on. So, Potter's going for it. He's got more attacking there then. Okay. Reading the names of Barca players. What I don't know. I just said the names. If it came out like that, yeah. Here's what it is. Okay, so I'm going to put it back on my ear. After complaining literally within seconds, I'll put it back on my ear. Oh. But yeah, in terms of saying City, I've got a chance. Of course, I've got a chance. You'd expect them to have a chance when you look at how much money they have. You can't get around it because they have thrown money at it. The owners from day one have thrown money to get them into this position where they can be considered having a chance of winning the biggest prize in Europe. But it always gets since Pep's come in. There we go. Hope you can hear me. If you can't hear me, do say in the chat and I have to talk to myself. every season, I was saying, ever since Pep's coming at Man City, every season at the same stage of the competition, they're getting knocked out, and with all due respect against teams they're favourites to knock out. What was it? The first season was it Monaco knocked them out in the first knockout round. Then they got a round further the following year, got quarterfinals against Liverpool. Against Liverpool, Liverpool were only just that was the season when they were just getting things were starting to fall into place for them to be that competitive team to push City going forward for the next couple of years that we've seen. And Liverpool absolutely tore them apart both legs, absolutely destroyed them. Then the following season, quarterfinal again against a very, let's be honest, in terms of form going into the first leg especially, Tottenham Hotspur. They lose first leg 1-0, lose it 1-0, and Aguero misses a penalty in that leg. They then bring it. They're in the home team in the second leg. Three times they took the lead in that second leg against Tottenham, and still managed to get knocked out. Yeah, there's a bit of a dodgy moment with Llorente's goal. It was Llorente's goal that actually proved to be the crucial goal in order to knock them out. Because obviously it saw the away goals back into their favour, the time back in their favour, because they were hit then because of the away goal rule going through. Obviously, I thought they'd won it in literally the last seconds with Sterling. It was offside in the pass. Just literally a toe ahead of Eriksen. Eriksen was like the last man, and they got knocked out by. I've got to be brutally honest. A very out of form Tottenham side at that time in terms of the league form compared to. But it was just pure luck that what happened in one sense, because in another game, that Llorente goal does get taken off for being handball on another day. And things turned out to be different. And then obviously this last season just gone, quarterfinals again. And this was this time it was over one game. It wasn't even a two-legged affair. It was a one-off game. And Pep overthought things again. That's been his main problem. In all these games that I've mentioned, his main problem has been overthinking things and overdoing it. And the players are just like, what? No. And yeah, Leon, deservedly so, tactically out fucking done Pep and Man City, and deserved to go through the way they did. So that's why I sort of until that changes, until that thing changes, where they get that, and they win them games they should be winning. They beat by a one-off game or two-legged affair. They beat these teams that are going into it out of form or just not to the standard where they are. The IEs, the Lyons, the Monacos, even Tottenham Hotspur that season. They even never say going into their first, especially that, as I said, going into that first leg league-wise, league form going into it, they were. They were not consistent. They didn't have the highest of confidence going against City. When you consider City were fucking going for the title, going toe to toe week in, week out with Liverpool as well. So that in Tottenham fans will say the realistic ones anyway. They weren't expecting to win that first leg, let alone get through the way they did. And then that Liverpool was all the teams I've mentioned really in the moments that they played in, respectively, were it was theirs to lose. They lost it every time because Pep was overthinking the thing. The players then didn't get it. Then they fuck up, and it was just like it was a free fall. And then especially last summer, as you saw that one-off game with Leon. When they went behind at 2-1, they didn't have any answers. They didn't have a plan B or plan C or etc. It was just like, oh no, we're in this situation. How do we get out of it? Look over to Pep. He doesn't look good. And yeah. No, Champions League, that's a major foul. If you're on about Man City, Man City and Pep as a whole, anytime Man City, then yeah. When you consider as well, I've said it a few times back in summer, not just the Watchalongs, like these neutral Watchalongs I've done and all that, the Champions League and things like that. In podcasts, I've said it as well. When you consider Pellegrini was sacked halfway through the season, effectively, when they announced it, basically it was sacked. But it was going to the end. We'll give you the end of the season, but you're gone anyway. No matter what, you could win. You could win the Champions League. You could win everything for us, Pellegrini. But we're sacked. You're gone. But yeah, going back to my point, considering Pellegrini was sacked because they wanted Pep to come in, considered the best manager in the world, to make him competitive in Europe and win a Champions League title in his time there, at least one. You've got to consider that at this moment in time, for what he was brought in to do. Oh, Navas, you idiot, really. What was that? No minutes going, by the way, but Navas has literally got the ball. They're playing keepy ball at the back, and Navas tried doing a bloody taking on Griezmann, and it almost backfired. Tried dummying it, oh my days. And people, idiots wanted Arsenal to sign this guy. But yeah, it's got to be considered, as I was saying, it's got to be considered that, as I say, what Pep was brought in to do to make him not just competitive in Europe, but to win at least a Champions League title between now, when he was brought in and now, it's a massive failing on his part. It's not like he hasn't had the resources. He's had all the resources thrown at him. He's been backed every transfer window, summer, winter, you name. No matter what, if he wants someone, the club go, okay, no problem. They get the player. No, that question, they'll throw money. They don't overspend. They don't care. And are they any? When you consider Pellegrini left, and they were semi-finalists that season, he left. They're no better than in this competition than what they were when Pellegrini was let go. Obviously, Brownie Chat, you probably do. Is he doing a watch on his channel? I wonder. Because obviously Cardiff are playing. Check on that actually. Scores. Let's have a look. Watford won 1-0. Stoke won 1-0. Yeah, just score for Stoke. Stephen Fletcher. He's still playing. Stephen Fletcher. Jesus. Reading 1-2-0. Gone on me. Borough came back and 1-2-1 in the end. Derby 1-2-1 against Wickham. Burnley will be happy at least. He'll be drunk, but be happy. Cardiff are winning 2-0 away to Luton. So he'll leave McCarthy in for tonight. Messi's contract ends in June, yeah. Again. I say again, yeah, before. Well, more screens going off at Danilo. Danilo. The PSG and Barcelona are playing on player as well, one sec. 4-1. Oh, behave. This is a tie. Surely this time it's tie over. But Braithwaite's come on. For Griezmann. Martin Braithwaite just come on for Antoine Griezmann. For Barcelona. Who would have thought? Oh, that's ridiculous. That was just ridiculous how they signed in and all that at the time. He would like to stay on some kind of similar contract because no one else wants to. The only clubs, I keep saying this, the only clubs in the world, well, we'll say main Europe at the moment. We'll say main Europe, because obviously you want to say you won't go out to M&S or Dubai or anything, or China or anything just yet. Oh, it's going to come on it. Oh my God. Didn't even take a touch. Hat trick for Kylian. I think Kylian's won the battle of him versus Neymar. Neymar. Him versus Messi tonight. Koeman as well. Koeman's lost the battle against Poch. But again, like I said at the beginning of the stream, in terms of Poch side of things, taking the PSG Barca Messi versus Kylian at the equator for a second. Personally, for Poch, this is a massive opportunity for him to stick it to Daniel Levy and go, F you, if you'd done what I'd asked of you in the first place and you backed me, the players that I wanted, this is what you could have had. This is what you could have had, sort of thing. And he'll if PSG can't go one further this year and actually win it, I don't think they will, but they do. There's not nothing in the Poch, by the way. I think there's just a club mentality there that they've always underachieved in Europe since they've come into the money. Their own ownership, the club itself has always underachieved players. They've these fantastic performances that we're seeing tonight, score-wise. Even under Unai Emery, was it 4-0 in the first? 4-0 in the first leg. You beat Barcelona. Came back to Barca, and at one point was 6-0 up on aggregate. Yeah, 6-0 up on aggregate, and ended up losing. Was it 6-0? Yeah, it must be. It was either 5-0 or 6-0 on aggregate. And ended up losing 6-5 or 7-6 by the end of the night with the last touch of the game. But yeah, as I was saying, Poch will take personally will take great pleasure in going back to Daniel Levy, obviously the interviews they had up when they're interviewing the winner, this, that, and the other. I guarantee you, PSG will win. If PSG won this Champions League title this season, or next season, or whatever, he will take great pleasure in make them sly little digs towards Daniel Levy for not backing him at Tottenham, because he'll be like, this is what you could have had basically, but slyly and this, that, and the other. There will be digs at him, and then the Tottenham fans will then turn on Daniel Levy even more so than what some of them have already. Now looks like a scoreline now. Bloody hell. I'm chatting that much, we can change it because we're going through the chatting. Oh my days, but yeah, 4-1. Four away goals. You can't. They cannot come back from this. Barcelona cannot come back from this in second leg. As it stands, they have to win by 4 clear goals now. Yeah, because even though they've scored Barcelona tonight, it's not an away goal. No, they win 3-0. They've got to win by 3 clear goals. If they win 3-0, it's 3 away goals apiece. So yeah, they have to win by 4 clear goals. Oh, I don't know. It's crazy. So yeah, you have to win 4-0 or 5-1. And can we honestly say in this day, right here, right now, this Barcelona team can do that? Willie though, Mark, Willie. This is Neymar. Since he's gone to PSG, this is his annual holiday basically. This round, he never comes in for this round normally. To be honest, I've got Kylian Mbappe, so it's like, do we need him? But if he is back there, fucking, but oh my god, this aggregate scoreline could end up in double figures then in that case. Great, Clayton almost got a goal. Could have got a goal there. Could have got a goal. Good defending though from Marquinhos. Sentiment FC saying, "Jeez, Kylian Mbappe," and then obviously the firework bangs going off. Yeah. Well, he'll be fit, put it that way. I'll go just to assault him and possibly, yeah, in that case. Red Lobster and Barca Son or Mike Bassett comes to Mike Bassett comes to mind other days. Oh dear. Sandy, talking to Mike Bassett, obviously, you film me on about. Remember that scene when they're in, he's in the bar, he's playing, and like, oh, go drink. I said, apology, I'll get you a drink up. And I was like, oh, okay, one. Okay, I'll have one. And then if you got fast forwards, like a few hours later, he's on the fucking bar, like, dancing to the fucking music in the background in the bar, literally just in his pants. And then Pele walks in, like, oh, the World, because it's obviously based in the World Cup, Brazil hosting the World Cup, and he's like, oh, the World Cup is a great competition because it brings the world together as one football, da, 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 da. And then he walks in, obviously, he's like, the player's like, oh, it's Pele. And Pele's like, let's go. It's the English, it's the something like that. That's what I was going to do. Got 5 minutes in. Where did 5 minutes come from? Yeah. Actually, if you've got Netflix, there's a Bobby Robson documentary on there that actually goes into that as well. Actually mentions that. And he was massively treated like a piece of shit by Barcelona. No surprise because it's a club, but the signs were there for the rest of for the next generation of players to take note, but they didn't. Grandpa telling Messi to leave Barca and change himself. I think personally, that's what I was saying earlier. There's like two clubs in the world, two clubs in Europe that will pay his wages and cover him this, that, and the other, like to get him in the book door. One of them's playing right now. He's playing against one of them teams right now. And the other's Man City. And even then, because of his age, he's left it too late to challenge himself. Ronaldo. This is because I don't want to get into debate of Ronaldo, Messi, or whatever, but Ronaldo should always challenge himself. That's another one reason why people respect Ronaldo, because he challenged himself. He got the most that he could out of the Premier League. He couldn't do any more. He literally won every cup and title you could win. Whilst at United, he won the League Cup. He won the. Did he win the? Yeah, he won the FA. Was it FA Cup? Was only the first trophy he won in 2003. Not 2004. Sorry, FA Millwall. That's his first ever cup for Man United. Piece of silver. Then it was a League Cup in 2006. Then also the league titles, the Champions Leagues that he won. They couldn't win it because they got so far. He's like, okay, now my dream move would be Real Madrid. I want to go to Real Madrid. Challenge myself. I just go to Real Madrid and play for Real Madrid, but also challenge himself there and prove himself. And again, he did the same thing there. He won everything he could in the league in Spain with Real Madrid. All the competitions all the cups you could possibly think of, you could compete for as a club. They won while I was there, including 3 back-to-back Champions League titles. In terms of European glory, he was part of a massive part. Him and Bale were a massive part of bringing that European glory days back to Real Madrid. Because up till they their partnership, they came there for the partnership. Real Madrid hadn't won a Champions League, competed, let alone won a Champions League title. For me, 13, 14 years. They haven't won a Champions League since 2001. Before they won it again in 2014? Real Madrid? They had the first time round. Got a few seconds left, by the way, in this game. Liverpool won 2-0. Got 2 away goals, so it's advantage Liverpool going to the next leg. But again, you can't rule Leipzig out just yet, because obviously with that, between now and next, because Liverpool going between now and then in the league, that could have They could lose that again. Then going to that second leg, like, here we go again, sort of thing. And also, Liverpool haven't won at Anfield for fucking how long now? Over a month. Yeah, and he inspired his country to win a European, it's full time now, European title. A title, sort of, but a European title. So Messi, as you said, go say, so Messi never did it at Argentina, no matter what you say, it didn't happen. But then he's then done what he did there in Spain, and he's now gone and challenged himself in Italy. Obviously, he's on Serie A, and I think they won the other domestic cups they could win them last season. I think, I don't know, I can't remember. The only thing he's got, the only thing left he can win that he could obviously win with Juventus now is this. I think Buffon's going to be. I think Buffon. That's what I'm saying. I think there's another reason why Buffon went back because he's there now, so I might have a chance. I'm going to go back there, win the Champions League with Juventus at some point. I don't imagine fucking Buffon now not retiring, holding off retirement until in the hope that he gets to be part of a Champions League winning Juventus team. I don't think Juventus have actually won a Champions League since he's been there. We got to a final in 2000 and was it 2002? The final was at Old Trafford. I think it was 2001 or 2002, I think it was. And the final was at Old Trafford, and AC versus Juventus, and AC obviously won. Did AC that? Went to penalties, I know that much. It was a fucking dull game, I know that. Jesus, 0-0. Extra time, back then it was golden goal, but no, went to golden goal. Went all the way to penalties. I think it's Shevchenko won it as well. I think it was AC Milan that won it. So that's what I'm playing. You probably wouldn't out for that. Oh dear. But yeah, full time PSG won 4-1, 3 away goals. As I said earlier, Barcelona now have to win the second leg in Paris, either to go through 4-0 or 5-1. Yeah. Spinach. Let's go for the chat, sorry. What's by being taken apart again bring joy to my heart? I can't feel, no, I can't. Especially if you had to, from an Arsenal perspective now, you add into the equation. It's so cold and hard to talking there. You add into the equation as an Arsenal fan what they've done to us for years. They fucked us over for years and years. They fucked us. They tapped us up against, don't care what anyone says. And what really rounded it home that they were tapping him up was that when Spain won the World Cup. And not just the current Barcelona players, former Barcelona player and goalkeeper Pepe Reina, all had a Barcelona shirt ready to run up behind him and force it on him. Because that's not dodgy, is it? Considering that's not showing lack of respect to the club he's actually playing for. And captain of, by the way, Alexander Hreb, they tapped up. And then when they tapped him up, he was he never started. He was literally a bench warmer and he flopped there. Petit, Mark Overmars, all the players that Thierry Henry, that's the worst one. That's the one that hurt the most at that time. The way they went about, and again, you can tell that there was clear backhanders, but there was clear tapping up going on there as well. The way they went about it there. The irony is, if we're to believe what's been put out by their own people, that the deal was that he do one season at the end, which then comes to him like he did. They would have if they hadn't been so corrupt. In actual fact, if they'd just been honest, basically, especially that you guys have gone and said no, it was offside, whatever. It was just not being dodgy, basically, in that Champions League final. If Arsenal hadn't been robbed in that Champions League final in the last 10, 15 minutes of the game, then from what they're telling us, what their people tell us all the time, they go to the British media and all that, he would have gone in that summer instead. Because for me, I find hard to believe, because why would he leave a club that just won the Champions League title? Surely, as a player and the captain of the club at the time, yeah, we're moving to a new stage, and that's another equation into staying and being part of that history there. But at the same time, why would he not want to stay at Arsenal and defend that title? But there's clear dodgy. There's clear, no matter whatever stories you hear, there's clear dodgy stuff going on there to force Henry to just go, okay, I'll come to you. And the Fabregas thing has pissed me off, because it's just relentless. He wasn't good enough for him when he was a youngster. We make him into this world-class player, absolute world-class. Let's not get beat around the bush. And they did what they did. Inside. I think he was going to stop themselves, basically. Until myself now to doing the fucking shitty adverts. Like that. Oh, just seeing there's Steve. So you can see it. Big up Steve as well, by the way. See you tomorrow, yeah, definitely. For the again, from what you guys have been saying in chat, we were doing the Everton Man City match for Watchalong tomorrow instead of the Champions League one, because the Champions League games are crap tomorrow. So we're doing the Everton Man City game, preparing ourselves for the worst come Sunday. And we've got a little fan in the chat, but looks it. Big up James. If you're new to the channel, hope you smash that like button, and hope you do subscribe, because I do these neutral watch-alongs. I'm an Arsenal fan, obviously. You can tell by the type of the channel behind me, obviously. But yeah, good result tonight for you guys as well. I did say it's a good result for you, but it's just hope that it's not a because it's a Champions League, mate. You want it? Hope it is as a neutral, from our perspective, as a neutral. This could be a turning point to end this poor form that Liverpool have been in the league. You go back and come the weekend. What do you play? Because you could use this as I said, the momentum to go back into the league now this weekend and beat your opponent, and then go have a push to get back in, not just back in the top four, but get third, second, respectively. And Everton, that's a tasty one. All Merseyside, Anfield. Oh my god! I may have, if I'm not busy, I may have to do a watch along for that, just for that reason. That is a tasty game, because I think, yeah, is it Everton win? They're 11 points with you. Oh my god! So many implications there. Okay, but yeah, good result for you guys, especially the goal scorers tonight for you guys. We haven't covered the game, but guys in the chat have been watching it, both games, and keeping us all updated with the scores and all that. The goal scorers itself, I think that means more than anyone else in the team scoring, because they have been off, bar penalty, been really off form compared to the high standards they've set. And again, that could be down to just partly down to what Klopp going through. Maybe that's a bit, because as I've said, and not just tonight, earlier on in the stream, but I said on Sunday as well. We've been seeing similar traits with Liverpool recently that we saw at the beginning of the season with Man City, and Pep was going through the exact same thing with his passing of his mum, things like that. So we're seeing similar things now. There's an added factor into that, but there's also maybe after 2.5 years of literally running through a brick wall and playing the football that you've been playing with a very small squad of players. The players that your first team players are like, they're just like energy-wise zapped, and they're like just shattered now. They need that recharge. And I think this wouldn't have been an issue in normal circumstances if we hadn't had COVID. Basically, if COVID hadn't come along and done what it done to fuck things up for the whole world, and Premier League itself had to stop, then So then obviously everyone has a pre-season, like the normal pre-seasons, this, that, and the other. But the burnout, the player burnout you've mentioned as well there, I don't think that doesn't come into play until the nearly this summer, basically. Even then, you can sort of start rebuilding, but obviously not having the pre-season like everyone else has other effects. So then that burnout's come a lot quicker. And it's come at the fucking wrong time as well, because now the league itself is gone. It's in terms of the title, we know it's going, so it makes it again. Just when we thought we might have an exciting title race, where there's quite a few teams going for it, and that's it. Going, no, fuck you, we're winning it. Thank you, bye bye. 12 points ahead. Thank you. Go away and all that crap. Get old headphones. Oh my God, got a few PSG fans in the chat over from Periscope. You got yourselves. You also go and say, I just want top 4. I think at this stage, you think you'll snap anyone's hand off. Yeah. Especially how tight and close it is for that full top 4 spot, third and fourth spots respectively. Liverpool FC could win UEFA Champions League form is different from European form. Yeah. I think there's many contributing factors into the recent Liverpool form that we've been seeing in the league. Anyway. Go guys, 5 AM start tomorrow, 11 unless you yeah, literally. It's more so down to not obviously what I'm doing this shit, it's more so down to just sleeping patterns. In fact, literally, I'm trying to think now. Not getting I'm either not going to. I'm in bed, but not going to. Can't get sleep until like 2:30, 3 in the morning, and then literally up like a few hours later. Or go, I'm literally asleep, say 11ish at the latest, not earliest. So I'm waking up throughout the night. It doesn't have a fucking idiots either side of me, and behind my house and this, that, and the other. Yes, yeah. But every team has that. Every team. We, as an Arsenal fan, Arsenal squads have had that. We go through cycles, but yeah. But as I say, literally, if you go out and say like the burnout, and I've mentioned burnout itself, I don't think it comes. If it had been a normal time and we hadn't had the COVID and everyone had a proper pre-season, this, that, and the other, summer and pre-season, the burnout we wouldn't the burnout we wouldn't see. Physically in the league, we wouldn't see the burnout hitting this season. And then you'll start seeing the pre-season, little niggles here and there, but then it's giving you time. That summer period would have given you, this summer wise, because would have given you time to sort of go, okay, we need to freshen things up. You need to go now, but we need to bring this person in, that person in, that person in. And start refreshing things, because it does happen. You do need it. I mean, we refreshed things. We won a fucking title 17 years ago, and straight away we started going, out you go. You crap players, come on in. But you're a young talent from Barcelona, can you come with us as well? Thankfully, the young talent from Barcelona actually worked out in one sense, in the sense of that you would actually a really good player, had the potential to be a World Cup player. He went on to be the World Cup player with us. But yeah, we sort of went straight away. We didn't fucking just. I think we all Arsenal and Arsene Wenger. He just, from that moment of going invincible, he ended this. He didn't wait for the cycle to end properly. He just went, well, and the aftermath of what we've seen is what it is. And now in Miami, didn't get. He came in, tried with a mess, and he had a year and a bit to sort it, but never did. Mikel's now having to come in. The thing is, as it's upset, I'm not in, I'm not out. I'm supporting the manager, but I will criticise where it's due when he does make mistakes. But at the same time, I'm not, because I'm criticising, he needs to go. He does need back. We need to do, not even saying this, we need to do what possibly Man United have been doing back, is just getting behind the manager. And Because let's not get it twisted. When Ferguson left Man United, when he retired, he left them in a mess. Not just as a squad, as a whole, as a club as a whole. He left them in a mess. And David Moyes literally got 8 months and he was out of a job. In the 6-year contract he was given, 8 months, inheriting that mess, not getting backed by the board, by the way, in that summer, let alone the winter kind of, but not fully, and expecting to defend a title, right, and get into Europe, like, come on. He was asking for trouble, but yeah, he didn't get that. They didn't go all out to get even a bigger name in Louis van Gaal, and then do the same thing basically. They're sort of back in one window, and then they've got a couple of players now. You've got players on that's enough. They're doing the same thing with Mourinho as well. I like Mourinho, but they did the same thing with him as well. They brought him in. I mean, they've done the same thing with Ollie as well. Like, we'll back you in this one, we won't back you in that window. We'll back you in this window, we won't back you in that window. So he's having to slowly fix things and things like that. And again, I don't want to become a club a sport of a club that has that sucking culture and not do the right things. At least from what we're seeing as an Arsenal fan, especially since Mikel's been hired, from all the criticism we give Stan and the Kroenke's in, but KS, because it's his company that actually owns the main owners of the club. He's the big bad boss of that of that company. So technically he owns it, but he's in his company's name. At least since Mikel's come in, as I said, him, his son, and the people above at Mikel are backing him and are supporting him in who he wants to bring in, who he wants to get out. Especially now, when we're in a COVID situation where COVID is a major thing, it is affecting everyone, in not just Arsenal financially, but Liverpool's, your Tottenham's. Don't care about Tottenham stuff, just a bit out there, but they're still backing him. We went out and we bought, what was it, 45 million of his own money to get a player that Mikel really wanted in the summer in terms of Thomas Partey. Well, and Mikel must be sat for what the criticism we do give him criticism. We do also praise him. He must be saying something like, because he's been heavily involved in all these players that are coming. They've all said the same thing. He's personally called us. He's said this. He said that. He's clearly saying something right when you're getting a player of Thomas Partey's quality to up sticks and leave a club like Atletico, where Atletico are compared to where we are at the moment. It's saying something when he's being able to do something like that and convince that person in Thomas and other players to go, you know what, I will come in. I will be part of that. I do want to be part of that project. I do want to be part of something new and fresh and unique at a club like Arsenal, and bring back them glory days and things like that. I mean, we've got Martin Odegaard on loan from Real Madrid, and even he said, after I spoke to Mikel Arteta, that convinced him he wanted to come to Arsenal. And even since he's signed on loan, he's like things he's saying, like the reason why I chose number 11 because it's a number I know I'll be able to keep hold of come summer. So even he's in as it stands, obviously things go fucking south between now and the summer. But Martin Odegaard, if it all works out, he thrives, and we see the Odegaard that everyone we all around Europe were we saw potentially could happen. He was 2021 now? 5-6 years ago, when he was initially signed for Real Madrid. If we can see that, and then we get to then sign him in the summer, on a full-time basis, like he's our player on a permanent basis. Again, it's a positive, and again, it's backing the manager. I never been off at Arsenal the fucking PSG Watchalong. It obviously ended about 23 minutes ago. But yeah, maybe what I'm trying to say is basically maybe some fans we need to give the man a chance. You need to let him breathe. There's a lot of stuff that needs fixing, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch behind the scenes. Maybe the partnership with him and Edu is a positive partnership that will help, that will fix them issues, that will eradicate all the issues that were seeped in from the second we sort of moved to the Emirates under Wenger and Gazidis and Kroenke and all that malarkey. Maybe that he added two from Arsenal players, one being from an invincible and double winner at Arsenal, and Mikel Arteta himself being an ex-Arsenal player and FA Cup winner. Maybe that I love, because I don't know Mikel's been where he is with Arsenal. I don't know, but with Edu, with an ex-Arsenal connection as players, maybe that is a good partnership going forward. Maybe, I don't know. Personally, when it comes to director of football, I'd always go for Mark Overmars because he is fully qualified in that role. Let's be honest. And look at the job he's done at Ajax. You can't fucking argue it. Let's be honest. Mbappe, certainly saying Mbappe, obviously couldn't afford that, judging off how long it took to get Thiago and centre backs. Absolutely baffling why winning big money competitions 2 years running. I think that's more so. Again, that's more so down to the how Liverpool want to run that club. They want to do it like self-sufficient. Yeah, that's it. Self-sufficient model. They want to run it off of, and he basically can only spend what he's brought. He can only spend what he makes sales basically, i.e. the Coutinho deal. What was it? Coutinho to Barcelona was like 134, 140 million. He basically he could then go, because he made that money for that player, that asset, he could then use that money to get the Van Dijk, go and get Van Dijk a year later, and Alisson and things like that. So it's that self-sufficient. You can only spend what you make, basically. At the moment, they're not making. I mean, but it's to say you won the Premier League title, which it's in itself, the prize money for that is ridiculous. It's mad. They've got the Champions League itself and all the glory that comes with that in terms of TV company coming forward, wanting to be sponsorships and this, that, and the other. But yeah, it is what it is. Just in profit margins. It seems to have gone that way since we've gone to the Emirates. This is something I will be sort of touching on with the guys on Friday, by the way, with a podcast, because it sort of ties into what the main topic of what I want to go with, what I am going with for that podcast. Does all tie into it, so I don't want to go too much into it now and have that to talk about on this. To be saying as a host, like, yeah, he's a took away, yeah. Said what I had to say 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I'm in the belief that I'm in the belief that if Arteta had his way, Liverpool not Partey. Sorry, not Partey. Possibly, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. We'll never know. That's the thing. Director of football, Monchi. We could have had Monchi, but we told him nope. Apparently, I don't know what happened there, but we could have had him literally in half it. No, he went off for a bit in Roma. or Ralph Ragnick Halaria. I think Sam mentioned Ralph before as well as a potential director of football for the club. What sort of game was it? Listening to the dross that is Ipswich Town. Or what was the Ipswich score? Have a look on my phone. In terms of the Champions League, obviously the game we've been covering tonight, it was PSG 4, i.e. 4 away goals. Barcelona 1. Barcelona actually went ahead in the game as well, 1-0. Messi with a penalty. Fucking hell. Mbappe scored a hat-trick with that. Had 4 goals, and Mbappe scored 3 of them. And Moise Kean on loan from Everton scored the third goal. But it was, when you see the goals, but when BT puts it up on there, 0-0 Northampton. Gee, oh my days. How's Lambert sending him a job? You guys. I'd like to see how Overmars does with the rebuild at Ajax. End of the season, he's leaving Ajax, but he's started, obviously, as we've seen, since they got to that Champions League semi-final, and they started losing players like Van der Beek, Frenkie de Jong, and other players have lost a few other players have lost along the way since then. They're still being competitive in these games and giving teams a run for their money and being that, like what we saw before. But yeah, so he sort of started it. He's just not finishing it by the looks of it, or he has finished it. We just don't know. We'll find out. Next season, even though he's leaving this summer, obviously whatever he's doing now will continue into next season, and you'll still see the aftermath effects. Even though he's not there, he won't be there anymore. I'd be interested if he did come to us, mate. If he came to Arsenal in any capacity, be interested in how things changed then. Because he wouldn't come to us. If he did come to us, he wouldn't come to us if it weren't worth it. If he didn't believe in it. New Barca lost, and if we want to, we can still win Champions League possibly. Yeah, possibly. Again, you can't rule it out because it's Champions League. It's knockout now. It's a part of luck of the draw, and if you turn up on the top, as we've seen with Man City, I did touch this before with Man City. Not only is it luck of the draw, it's more so if you turn up then, and how much you as the players and the manager, how much you want to get to that final, want to lift that trophy as big as. I mean, we get to the fucking final. By the semi-final itself, we get another fucking Real Madrid, the fucking Thomas Gravesen, Beckham, Roberto Carlos, Figo, Zinedine Zidane. And then the next round we have Juventus. First leg at home, second leg away, we won 2-0 at the home leg, 0-0 in second. But still, two tough European giants that usually the other day would have torn us apart basically. The rest of that season, league-wise, really all the place. Especially in them periods, especially the period going into Real Madrid's first leg. And then obviously the semi-final itself. Yeah, we're there. You know, between Juventus and Villarreal kind of thing. I think it was. It was literally Juventus and Villarreal the next round, wasn't it? That's the final. That's the toughest game we had. But we made hard work of it ourselves. Then the referee sort of be sent with attention in the second leg and give a penalty, but it is what it is. Do a bit of fun after all that and get robbed. Couldn't ask for much more really. Back off my walk. I don't know. Maybe in the season, maybe we might reassess things, see how he's mentally and all that. Want to recharge his batteries, maybe, I don't know. Speaking of Moise Kean, not good enough for that is in the UEFA Champions League. Still not good enough for Everton, what are you trying to say? That is in the UEFA Champions League, scoring against Barca and PSG. Duncan Ferguson really dropped a deuce on that one. Yep. I think Moiskin's is clearly one of them confident players that need a bit of confident alarm bells, just sort of thing. Duncan Ferguson clearly ain't that sort of person, let's be honest. But yeah, they'll wrap things up now, obviously. Back tomorrow. I'm going to get some rest. Recharge the batteries. Back tomorrow, what? 8:15 kickoff, so we're 8:05, 10 minutes before kickoff for that Everton at home to Manchester City. Some implications in 12 and a half or something as well, as the chat said. And yeah. So, Duncan is already. Massive shout out to every single one of you guys literally in the chat that have been throughout the chat from start to now or have just joined us. Absolutely appreciate every single one of you. Hope you have all smashed that like button and share the content. And if you're new to the channel as well, hope, especially Jack, you've got your name right, subscribe it. Oh yeah, subscribe it. I've got your name wrong, that's it. Get out, I'm out of you. James, the Liverpool fan in the chat, that came in the chat nearly after at full time and all that. Literally, if you're new to the channel, you like these sort of neutral watching on some of the, as I said, from a neutral spectrum, not just Arsenal watching on as we do in the channel. But these are like Champions League Tuesdays and Wednesdays to do a decent game. And obviously you're going to do some neutral Premier League games as well along the way now. Now we'll get things back up and running. Amongst the podcast, the weekly podcast, quizzes, and everything else we're doing on the channel. We like all that sort of thing where we'll go back, go into what stuff we've done, example what we've done so far. Want to see how we go going forward. Do subscribe to the channel, obviously, we keep saying. Get out there eventually. And share the content around any and everyone that you know that are massive, either Arsenal fans or football fans. As long as you have a good bit of banter, you're not abusive and not take the, you can have a bit of a banter. You're more than welcome to this channel. And yeah, as always, until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your evening. Look at yourself, Sam. Oh dear. I'll see you tomorrow as well, Stefan. Yeah, until tomorrow. Literally 8:05 again. I keep saying it. Everton versus Manchester City. See if Man City can keep this form up, or will Everton just put the brakes on a bit for us to give us a bit of hope that maybe they don't want to leave it so much this time. Yeah. And until then, enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the rest of most of your day tomorrow, and as always, up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners!